All right, so I got a wave of something, that's coming. I don't know what it is. You've heard me say this before. Sorry, they're doing construction out here. But this is important. I have to talk to you. I got a wave of something that's very heavy, and I don't think it's negative. I think it's a big event coming. I think it's coming because we have an acceleration of people no longer participating in that unplugging, and people who are very plugged in and don't want people to unplug. You've seen The Matrix, yeah? What happened? Keanu Reeves, cutie pie, unplugged. He made a big decision. It wasn't an easy decision. He could have stayed there in the fantasy false world. He unplugged, and he would never have done anything different. I'm going to talk to you about how you have to, you must, in this final phases of this game. Now, it resets. There's always a new program that comes in. Planet Earth isn't going anywhere, so don't freak out why you have to unplug. Now, let's go. Welcome to Landria, Onkka on YouTube. Do you know I'm the only Landria Onkka on the entire planet? I don't think that's a coincidence. I'm helping you break through fear. Fear is dominant. It is the lower frequency that places us in a reality where we are limited, there are endings, there's negativity and pain and all these things that somehow it has power over you, and we're not recognizing our own power. We're unconscious, but that's changing. I promise you. There's going to be some growing pains. You may be experiencing it. You may be thinking, wait a minute, I'm going into a state of consciousness. I no longer limit myself. I'm open to the fact that there are other beings here, and they're active, and there are endless planets out there, and endless creations that don't look like us, and maybe way more advanced. Of course they are. We're Neanderthals. Is it possible? Of course, because there are no limits. Source isn't limited. And now we're realizing, wait a second, how can the creator of the universe that is all things have limitations? We are not seeing the wonder of everything. A plant, we are so dense that we don't connect to it. And by the way, the creator is not separate from you, nothing separate. So we still, because we're so unconscious, we put a creator here and us here. And aliens, and whatever. We keep separating things, and nothing's separate. You guys read the book? Everything's one thing. I got a download. Who was it? Whitley Strieber, Communion. I think he wrote Communion. He writes a lot of fiction too, by the way. Said, I hate the word download. Well, get with the program, Whitley. Hey, listen, I'm not saying that he hasn't experienced that stuff, because I believe it, all things are true, and if he believes it, that's fine. But when you get caught up in these stories, and this is how things are, and they're evil, and this and that, you're just plugging into one version of limitless realities. By the way, they're doing our roofs here, getting ready for hurricane season, so I apologize for any noise. Are you plugged in? Are you still believing one thing? One thing? It's impossible, because the one is that thing and this thing and this thing and everything. So which one is it? Well, it's the one you believe in. Of course it is, because you have all the answers. No, we don't. Here's the answer. We are all things. We are one thing. We are all times and all realities and all possibilities and all truths. And we are darkness. We are nothing. And we are everything. It is beyond human comprehension. So we need to, if we want to relax, stop trying to figure it out. Why do we need disclosure? Oh, geez, if I hear that one. And then we have, by the way, these guys get major views about, and I've watched some of these videos. I like News Nation. What do you think's happening? And who are the whistleblowers? Oh, dear. It's insanity. Spending all your time in it. It's a distraction. And it's mixed with misinformation because, and you can say, well, you know, everything's true, right? Yes, but there are deliberate lies infused with some truths, keeping you focused on something that doesn't even matter. Yes, there's other life everywhere. And by the way, it's here. It always has been. Orbs aren't just showing up. They've always been here. But because we have been plugged in to a different program, we haven't seen it. You can't see, you know, this little Pac-Man guy up here if you're down here. You just can't even see it. We're going up. And the program just expanded. And now we're going into another level that we didn't even know existed. And it's blowing some people's mind, and they're afraid it's demons. That's another story, limitation, misinformation to keep you plugged in. Unplug. And there's always bad people, and they're doing this, and you live your life in blame. Get out of it. Snap out of it. No, I don't have high blood pressure. Quite the opposite. I'm very passionate about this because if you do not unplug right now, from this moment forward in our linear, fake linear time, illusion, it's not fake for us, illusion. I mean, what time is it there? What time is it here? I mean, so what's the real time, right? My student in Australia, he's like, it's Saturday morning. We're talking on Friday. Oh, it's Saturday morning. I go, oh, that's right. He's a day ahead, so whose time is real? Depends on where you are. And you can be in any reality. You can shift into any reality. Unplug. So look at what you're plugged into and ask yourself if it is actually healthy. Do you need that product? Do you need that pill? Do you need that food? Do you need any of these things? And what are the repercussions of you plugging into it? What's going to happen? So I'll give you an example. Because digital explorers, we were built on never allowing anything to disrespect others or the planet, ever. Even if it meant increased profit margins, we will never do it. That never goes away. That trend never goes away. Now, we had a dump of poop, literally, right here in the Gulf. It's not the first time. It happens every few years from the same place. Oops! Can't take it back. It should never be allowed in the first place. How these things are built and set up should never be allowed in the first place. If our world is built on what is highest and best in the first place, this includes every one of your decisions, it will never collapse. It can't. We're in the penthouse. If you're down in the basement and you're not on a good foundation, you can collapse. It will come back. There is a cause and effect for everything. So if you build on sand like they did in Miami, no matter how beautiful those buildings are, how much money they got for them, eventually it'll collapse. It may take a while, but it will. That's what's happening right now. No matter what anybody does, how hard they fight, and what they say, it will collapse. At some point, it's going to come back. Because everything is cause and effect. Whatever you're giving, you receive. If you're always choosing something higher and best and giving, and that includes you too. Oh, it's for everybody else. I'm a giver and I never get. Well, then you're not balanced because you're part of the giving. You should be doing things good for you too. If it doesn't start here, then you're not on a good foundation. Now we got jets. Military jet. Okay, so no, it's not about, I'm not that important, trust me. Hey! They don't care about me. All right, so here's my question to you. Are you ready to unplug? So I looked at my whole financial platform and I said, none of this will ever work in my favor. And I'm doing all the right things. I'm giving and paying and supporting myself, self-funded for I'm doing all the right things, and it keeps working against me because the other people involved in the whole financial system aren't looking after my best interests. It's whatever they can get, and it's imbalanced, so it's never going to work in my favor, and I unplugged. Guess what the result was? Pepperdine University recognized me as one of the most fundable companies for 2025. I'm a finalist. So I'm working my butt off to supply all of that information to them so I can better know my company. And I feel very, very, very confident that they're going to like what they see. At the very least, they've recognized me. So I'm looking at our future as there are those stepping up that realize this is what's going to build a solid foundation for us. And you're going to see, and I talked about this in my last video, you're going to see professors stepping out. Gary Nolan's one, many of them, and they're being very cautious, and they're talking more and more and more about things that they know, but they have held back because they have been chastised, fired, made fun of, discounted. And now there's too many of us that say, you're the ones in the dark. You're in the cave. They're the ones stepping out. And we know that what they're talking about is true, is a true reality, that the dark, dense ones, by the way, it's all meant to be. They are not wrong. They're just making a different choice. They are wanting you to discount that. It keeps us in limitations. They know it's all true. And not all of them. Some of them are just as dense as anything. But you're going to see people in politics, NASA, corporations stepping out and saying, we're going to change this. We should never serve anything, investors, anything at the expense of anything or anyone, including our planet. Never. So we're going to build. Is it going to cost us more? Yes, but that building won't collapse, right? That garbage won't go into the Gulf. It won't even exist because it was never allowed in the first place. We were setting ourselves up for success, for a new world that is totally possible. If you don't unplug, you will continue to live in that world. You'll believe it because you're focused on it and you're entangled with it, and it will continue on for you. Those of us who've unplugged, it's going to be very uncomfortable because that's going to come and say, you're wrong, you should be doing this, they're going to discredit you, they're going to tell you, and if you know what you're doing is right, and that you are not going to play the game that fuels that, you're fueling that world by playing it. If I go to the grocery store and I buy that stuff, nobody had snacks, decades ago. Snacks? My mother, she was trying to lose weight, and the doctor said, where's the problem here? She says, well, I was eating some cookies. He says, how are they getting into the house? She says, well, the kids, we do it for the kids. He said, what rule said kids need cookies? She says, oh my God, you're right. Why am I giving the kids cookies? This is how we're thinking. Yeah, so we weren't allowed any treats. It was a big deal. We'd have ice cream maybe once a week. Yay! And then we loved it. It was great. You don't have to live in that world because you're not going to be missing out on anything. And these problems you have physically or emotionally, so fueled by more than you realize that's coming into the atmosphere, your body, how you clean your house. You guys have seen Those of you, thank you. Those of you who are buying Bite toothpaste that is not toxic. You're putting toxins in your mouth. And you know, if you swallow toothpaste, you're supposed to go to poison control. You're not putting stuff on your skin. I use cocoa butter and coconut oil. And if I even put anything on my skin, I melt it together and I pour it into a jar. I put it out there in the sun and it melts, and so it turns into a liquid. Guess who loves it? All the animals love it. If I put a chemical out there in a tube, they would hate it. They don't eat chemicals. Right? I want you to start thinking about this. There's always an option, and it's healthier, and your kidneys and your liver will function better, and all these things that go wrong with us are, the root of it is what we're fueling ourselves with it. All of it. All of it. You are meant to live in your hundreds. In fact, I think the Bible they did. They lived to be in their hundreds. They didn't have packaged snacks. Nobody needs garbage in a box. It's pure garbage if you knew what was in it. Stop it. Unplug. It's not going to be easy. You have to detox yourself. You have to replace it with something. Replace it with something that's healthier. And when you start to feel better, you're going, wow. Wow, okay, this feels, I have more energy. I'm sleeping better. Oh, I don't have mood swings. I'm not, depressed anymore. And this takes effort, my friend. But there are people stepping out, unplugging and saying, I don't care anymore, because I'm not going to plug into that matrix that is destroying everything. The game is meant to create conflict and destruction. Conflict. It keeps you opposing people, including those who are in density. You're still opposing them. You're still calling them the problem. Stop it. Create solutions. If I see this and I don't like it, I have to be the facilitator of a different way. I can't be sitting here saying, that's wrong, and they're arguing with each other on the internet, and it's just a cluster F. You can see me get more and more serious because we're getting closer to something. I don't know what it is, but I know we are opening up things that we know exist, and it's everything. And if you don't stay in a high frequency, you're going to connect to the everything that's not so nice. It's up to you. Nothing has power over you. You have to participate in it 100%. Don't think for a minute anything has power over you. Why do people die? You're like, well, why all these good people die? They did their job. They made a positive decision, or whatever they did, or a negative one. Now they're off to a different game. The game ended for them. That's it. It's not, It's like, who said it last night? Life, nobody gets out alive, right? Oh yeah, that's right. If you're going to go out, wouldn't you rather go out doing something heroic and beautiful and giving and loving? Because that continues on. It doesn't end, okay, that ends and then there's here. No, it continues on. So if you're in the penthouse here, guess what happens when you go over? You start in the penthouse. Yay. So I'm unplugging with a lot of things. But don't forget, you're still human. You're still going to do human things. You're still going to make mistakes or be tempted. And it's an experience. Don't beat yourself up. It's okay, right? Enjoy the material world, but always place others first and respect yourself. I know it's tough. You want to escape. It's easy. I see people, drugs and alcohol and all kinds of things that they do, media, addictions, gaming, all that stuff. It's an escape from a world that's very difficult. But you can do this. You can do this. I have total faith in you. So those of you who are entrepreneurial, we are doing amazing things. You might think that's a big step. It's a path of self-discovery. What people don't realize when they come over to Digital Explorers is that we're not just doing business. We spend the first half finding out who you are, what you've always loved, what you want to accomplish in this lifetime. What are your passions? We translate all of that into business. And usually it's this, personal development, spiritual class. And what do you do with that? Go back into an office that you hate? We blur those lines. We take it and we go into something that you love. And now you feel like I have power now. I'm going to affect other people. I can earn doing this. Instead of earning doing something. You shouldn't earn doing good things. Oh no, it's okay to earn doing bad things? Destructive things? This is how messed up we are, how plugged in we are to that. Unplug. You know if something's higher or lower. We are not here to separate, judge, to separate. Everything's perfect because it's all source. Not what source made, it's all source. Just expanding, no judgment, experiencing. I hope you'll subscribe and share my videos. These aren't the most popular videos because I'm not talking about, craft that's landing out here. And get ready because it will. Some of you have already experienced that, not talking about it. Maybe you should. But it wouldn't matter anyways. The bottom line is we still don't know who and what. And they're not bad. Everything, every planet has a blend of everything. There's no good or bad. Reptilians are bad. Of course not. They're a mix of everything because we have free will within everything. Gets to play different roles. And there's no one thing. If it was all bad, it would have self-imploded. There's a variety of everything. Don't judge it. Don't judge it. Experience it. Keep an open mind, my friend, because we're going to go into something, and the more plugged in you are that you think you have to do this or be this, or you could tell your family how things are and they should be enlightened, you are plugged in to another story of what enlightened people are, how special they are, and everybody else is wrong. That's still low density, and we're still not recognizing it. You are whole and perfect, strong and powerful, loving, harmonious, and happy. Blessings to you, my friend. Namaste.